yeah, hold up. This isn't a baby ABC lesson. This is a real life classroom lesson just for you. Take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes to learn a new tech tip.
Hi, this is Linda Shriver, and J is for Jamboard.
So, Google Jamboard. Let's talk about finding your jam, finding Jamboard. There are 5 ways to find Google Jamboard. The first way is by the way we find most of the apps inside the portal, inside Google Apps folder, and then inside there we have put Jamboard. It's the J, the icon is the J there. So we put it inside there. So that's place number 1 to find Jamboard. Another place is just opening up a new tab and going over to your waffle and scrolling down, remembering that Jamboard might be down a little lower for you, and you have the ability to pull it and drag it up top there. So there sits Jamboard because I have pulled it up closer here. And the third way to find Jamboard is to literally just go up and go jamboard.google. Remember, just like all .com, just like all other Jamboard or all other Google tools. The other way to do it is through your Google Drive, which sounds strange, but as you begin to learn more and more about Jamboard, you'll see that Jamboards are literally treated just like a Google Doc and a Google Slide deck. So with those, we organize those inside our Google Drive. So if there's a particular folder that I have that I would like to begin my Jamboard in, I can open up that folder, and then I know I can go to New and More, and over here to Jamboard. And now they have placed it there for you. So that actually creates a Jamboard and opens it up for you. So that is all the ways, 5 ways to find Jamboard.
So now that you know how to find Jamboard, let's go ahead and dive into the basics of Jamboard. What you're looking at now is my Jamboard files. By that, I mean either jams that I have used in classroom settings or with teachers, or jams that I have borrowed and are used from other teachers that have created templates out there. So I'm going to show you how to go out there and find those. They're all over the place in your different areas. But let's dive into what an actual Jamboard looks like. Here's a sample one that I used with a group of social studies teachers. First thing I had them do was all jump into this. Now, there's a limit. I had 20 social studies teachers, and they all jumped in at one time. There were only 20 spots, so don't feel like you can do this. And honestly, you don't want to do this with a full class. It can get a little bit, you can do it in small groups of 6, 5 to 6, something like that. But in this case, what I did, this first slide is blank, so my apologies. This is what I did. I ended up having this slide be this gray background, and then what they were asked to do is to grab a sticky note over here. In this case, there's the sticky notes, and then they were to write their name and then what they teach on there. And then you see I was able to group them then. So I took all the U.S. history and grabbed them and dropped them into the right place. So all of these are U.S. history in some way. All of these are my world history, and these are civics. So I could, at a glance, see what my audience was. I could see what they taught, and then be able to group them from there. So my second slide is just a great example of different ways you can use Jamboard. You can use it as grammar practice. You can put out sentences, and then they have to circle nouns, underline verbs, things like that. Certainly they can solve math problems because this is a sketch type document where you've got a pen where you can actually sketch out the answers. Vocabulary practice, matching, sample tests, exit tickets. So all kinds of things here that you can use. Here's some other examples. So as a Venn diagram, you could push this out, colonist or Native American. You could have all the colonists and then the kiddos. Whoops, this is a piece of artwork. What you could do is, if you have got this, you would have the hats and the hat, the spinning wheel, the ship, the gun, all that stuff over along this side. And then they would drag and drop into the Venn diagram. This is just a piece of artwork right here, so it's kind of hard to see how you would do it, but you would actually get a Venn diagram, and to be honest with you, this is available out there in a template as well. I will show you all that. This is my favorite activity that I did with these teachers. I had them come up with 2 truths and a fib. They had to choose a famous historian, male or female, and find their picture and then come up with 2 truths and a fib about that particular one. And then we all worked together to kind of figure them out. Here's some of their sample work. They had picked the person, and then they had the different 2 truths and a fib. And they were working, and we clearly did not have enough time for this activity, but but that's how you would do it, is you'd have all those slides. You also could click on this and it expands the slide. So as the students are working, you can actually see little Johnny's maybe not doing his work at the pace he needs to be, because you can actually see them working this way. So I absolutely love Jamboard. Let me go back to my Jamboard. Clicking on this J right here takes you back. I have got all kinds of templates that I have used. Here's a kindergarten template, telling time, brain dump. This is a great one to get their information. Art. This is such a cool thing. This is called Annotation Station. It's got several pieces of artwork and there to notice certain things and circle. Money. You can just see this has just been used with maps, all kinds of things. So let me give you an example of where, and some of the links, or all these links, will be found down in the notes section of this video, but this is just a sample that I someone shared with me. Again, I'm not in Jamboard, even though it kind of looks like it. I'm in Google Drive, and this is a folder with all these templates. You see, they say templates. So if you're interested in any of them, well, first double check, see if you want it. If you want it, then you go File, Make a Copy. Right there. You can also make a copy when you're in the Jamboard, and then that becomes yours and you can make it any way you want. So this is a whole file, can you imagine, folder of all kinds of jams, all different topics and subjects and everything. The other resource that I like is this one, particularly for social studies teachers, but you can find the same sorts of things. Then all of these are actual templates and then a sample of them using it. So if you want the template, you just click to make a copy. Go look at it first, take a sample, make sure it's what you want, and then go make a copy. And then the other great resource that I have is this guy, Ditch That Textbook, has come up with 10 Jamboard templates for distance learning specifically, but honestly, you could use it at any point. This is where I got the 2 truths and a lie. If it's something you're interested in, you just copy Jamboard template. Good, okay, bad, thumbs up, thumbs down, all kinds of really neat ones that you could take from that. So those are the basics of Jamboard. Go practice, play. Take care.